Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Samba Tree, and I'm so glad that you guys can join us. And haven't done a video in a while here, but I'm glad you're here. And since you're here, make sure if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button there. And and we'll, as time permits, we'll be uploading a bunch of stuff. But even when we're not uploading anything here, you can still stay in touch. You can still stay in contact with us, and that's by simply going to sambatree.com and subscribing to our email list. And by doing so, you'll get access to our newsletter and much, much more. Like kind of what you're hearing right now. This last newsletter we had out, we just sent out. We're giving away a free song, and that's what we're trying to do is add some freebies in these emails that we put out. So you don't want to just brush it away because you might be missing out on something pretty neat. So yeah, so this is something that's included in our latest newsletter that we just put out here. So anyway, so glad that you guys can join us here today. And I just wanted to show you the newsletter. Oh, first of all, a reminder to you that, let me just start off at the top here, okay? Because I was getting ready to say something, then I remembered something, then I remembered something again. Number one, okay, when you order from Samba Tree, the system will automatically send out a confirmation of your order. Okay, so that's like automatic. That's not something we sit here and do manually. It automatically does that. Now, the problem that we have been running into periodically with some customers is that depending on your carrier, whatever your internet service provider is, or your email program that you're using, it will automatically take emails that are geared towards sales and will put it into spam. Okay, so anytime if you place an order with us and you don't get a confirmation, the first thing you need to do is go to your spam folder and look there, because I guarantee you it's there. All right. And then once you do that, you're going to look for it. And then you see that email that we sent out to you. It's in the spam folder. What you then want to do is you want to look for a setting within that email for that particular email where you can tell it that this is not spam. And by doing that, what it does is it'll set it to where anything in the future coming from us, it will automatically go into your general email box. Okay. And that's very, very important to do, because if there's updates to your order or something like that, if there's a delay or whatever, or we send out your tracking number, if it goes into spam, you're going to be looking at us like, where's my order? And we're going to tell you that. And more often than not, we're going to say it's already been sent out. You didn't get your tracking number. So you definitely want to do that. Okay. So if you are listening to me right now and you say, oh yeah, that's right, I meant to do that, stop the video and go ahead and do that right now. Okay. Go ahead and take care of that. All right. So anyway, so just wanted to jump on here real quick. Just a couple of things just wanted to share with you very quickly here. Time is running out. Now, at the beginning of this month, we announced that we are going to be raising the prices on our site on Samba Tree. We have been in business for a few years now, and we have fought to keep prices down pretty low. And for many of you, you know that so numbers of things that we sell here, if you were to compare the prices with a lot of other sites, you will see that we come out pretty low. Well, that's nice, that so we're able to do that. However, it's came to a point where we're, it has an impact on other things. You can't run a business like that for a long period of time. And I think we just kind of overstretched that. And so now what we're doing is we're going to raise our prices up, but we're not going to jack them up to where now if you were paying $5 for something, now it's going to be $20. We're not talking like that, but we're going to try to bring it within range of what the market is. Okay. Within range. And we're going to be more on that lower end of the spectrum still. We still going to, even with that, we're still going to keep things pretty low here. So, We announced it. Initially, the promo was going to last for like a week. And I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and stretch it out for the remainder of this month, for a good part of this month, just because, and so that's what we did. But now we're within that short window right now. If you're watching this and the date is Monday, May the 27th, 2024, you have about less than 48 hours now before you will be now in the new pricing bracket. Okay. But for now, you could take part in a promo that we're running right now, and it's 10% off throughout the whole store. All right. And this also includes bulk items. So if you want the opportunity to save, this is the time to do it. Okay. So again, it's 10% off store wide, and you want to, and this is the time to do it, because once it's over, that's it. All right. And then we're already going to move into another, a whole new phase. We got a new product that we're getting ready to drop in a little bit, and we'll talk about that soon, like really, really soon. So that's why you want to definitely make sure that you're enrolled in our email list so that you can get, that notification. And this is one I've been testing out, and I know Nicole has been testing out for about a little over a month, I think now, almost a month now. And so that's what we do, is things that we sell. We don't just find things and just start throwing it out there to y'all. We're going to try it out ourselves and make sure it's legit, and so that's what we do here. And so, 48 hours from now, less than 48 hours, I'm sorry. And you're going to be in that new pricing bracket there. So again, make sure you check out the site when you get a chance here, because like I said, we have a ton of things on here. For wellness, for your health. This is what we're all about here on this platform here, is about seeing people come into a complete wholeness and wellness, and really giving any kind of tips and helps and things and whatever we can give to help you to live that life that you need to be living right now. There's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of uncertainty and stuff that they throw out here. A lot of people making bad decisions, including us. I'm talking about, that's all of us. We all make bad decisions from time to time, and, in our diets and how we take care of our bodies and things like that. But, there are solutions, and what we prefer here are the natural ones. And so you can see here just a ton of stuff that we have. So do take the time and go through it, and go ahead and get your orders in, because it's going to be a wrap here in a little bit here, less than 48 hours from now. Okay. All right. But let's get to this email here that we sent out. All right. And this is a newsletter I try to get out every week. So weeks, they just get too busy and I don't get it out. But this week I was able to get it in. All right. And so what we do in these newsletters is that we try to pack it with just very informative things that, that can be a help for you. So it's not most times these newsletters aren't really sales oriented. I mean, we'll have a link to Samba Tree, but it's really about providing you with information that you can use to become a better you. You know what I mean? So it's not junk. All right. It's some real good stuff here. So for this one, we actually talked about the importance of UV light sunlight on your body. Now, a lot of times when you hear people talk about the UV rays of the sun, it's always starts off with the harmful UV rays of the sun. But you never really hear people say the helpful UV rays of the sun, don't you? Because again, it's this whole system that wants to scare people away from the sun. The sun is bad, bad, bad. You don't want to be exposed too long because you'll get skin cancer and all that other stuff, right? But what's interesting, and I don't know if you've ever just stopped for a second and think about it. How is it that animals can be out there all day and there's no issue with skin cancer? How is it that plants can be out there all day and they grow? Plants actually grow in sunlight. Okay. Water, when you think about even water gets charged when it's out in sunlight. All right. The UV rays and all that, it literally charges the water. It gives you that, when you drink that water and you feel refreshed. Well, you can thank the sun for that. So again, of course, if you're out laying out in the sun like you see on the screen all day in this one position, yeah, I mean, you're going to burn yourself, okay? But UV rays of the sun is not harmful, okay? It is about as harmful as a match, all right? Now, a match, you can use it to light a candle. You can use a match to light a lantern, right? You can use a match to light a campfire, right? So those things aren't harmful. But if I took a match and I held it under my hand for a long period of time, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, I'm going to get burnt because I'm misusing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm demonstrating that I don't understand the concept of you put the light under your hand for a long period of time, you're going to burn. You understand what I'm saying? But no, but UV light, anything coming from the sun is not something that's meant to harm you. You just have to be smart, when you're exposing yourself to it. The society that we live in today, unfortunately, is one where we stay most of our time indoors. We don't go outside. We spend most of our time inside in the house, rather if it's in front of the TV or on our phones or whatever. But going outside and just enjoying the sunlight is not really part of today's protocol for most people. So what I know, what we always do is we tell people, hey, listen, you need to expose yourself to the sun. You need to get as much sunlight touching your body as possible. Do it as long as you can and do that on a daily basis. I've been doing that here. And man, I could definitely feel the difference. And I'm going to go through a list here that I was able to put together of all the benefits of UV rays coming from the sun, not just on your body, just in general, but each major organ and how they benefit each organ, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this here. This is in the newsletter, and you can get your copy by some, if you're watching this now, you're like, oh man, I would like to get a copy of it. Well, I'll put this little thing here, this chart here. I'll see if I can put it in a community page right here on the Samba Tree YouTube page. Okay. So I'll see what happens. I'll talk to somebody and see what I can do about that. Okay. But anyway, here we go. So, skin, production of vitamin D, which is essential for bone health, immune function, and overall well-being. Bones, improve calcium absorption through vitamin D synthesis, leading to stronger bones and prevention of diseases like osteoporosis. Now, let me stop here for a second, because you may say, well, how is it that sunlight is reaching my bones? Remember that we're talking about UV light. Now, UV light is actually, it penetrates through your skin. It just goes straight through you. It literally goes straight through you. So when you're outside, you're exposed to the sun, there's visible light that you can see that's bouncing off your skin, but there's also invisible light, which is that those ultraviolet light waves that are penetrating, and they're going straight through you, and they're touching all of these different things inside of you. So a lot of times we just focus on, oh Lord, it's so hot out here. All this sunlight, I need to put something on. Okay, well, but you still got the ultraviolet light that's still hitting you on the inside, which we want. Okay, so now you understand why bones. They're talking about the benefit of sunlight to bones here. All right, immune system, enhance immune function through the activation and modulation of immune responses. The brain, potential mood enhancement and reduction in the risk of depression due to increased production of serotonin. All right. Heart, improve cardiovascular health, as vitamin D helps regulate blood pressure and reduces the risk of heart disease. And that's something. Muscles. Now, it ain't going to build you up. You ain't going to lay out in the sun and then, you looking like olive oil and then come out and you got muscles all over. Nah, it ain't like that. But there is a benefit to your muscles, though. It says improve cardiovascular health, as vitamin D helps regulate blood pressure and reduces the risk of heart disease. I just read that, didn't I? Well, maybe I need to read it again. Anyway, muscles, better muscle function and reduce risk of muscle weakness, as vitamin D is crucial for muscle health. So for some of you who got weak muscles, okay, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, many of us ain't as strong as we were in high school, even though our brain will tell us that. But you got to get out there, and your body will remind you real quick. Okay, these muscles ain't like they were. Okay, only thing you slam dunking is maybe Dunkin' Donuts or something. That's about it. But so anyway, so this is a benefit to it actually improves the strength of your muscles. Okay. And your muscles will love you for it. Okay, here we go. Pancreas, improve insulin production and regulation, helping in the management of blood sugar levels. So if your person is suffering from diabetes, you may want to incorporate sunlight exposure on a daily basis. Okay, I'm not saying please don't run many, many miles ahead of me and say, oh, okay, so that means I throw out all my medication right now and I'm just going to be in the sun all day. I'm not telling you that, okay? But what I am saying is by adding sunlight to your daily regimen, it can improve the overall health of your pancreas, which does all this stuff as far as your blood sugar is concerned, right? Kidneys, support in calcium metabolism and the regulation of blood pressure through vitamin D. All right. Digestive system, enhance absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the diet, aiding in digestive health. And then the last one is respiratory system, possible reduction in the risk of respiratory infections and diseases. Now, in this list here, we also have a bunch of links that go to different scientific papers and all of that back up everything that's here so you can see for yourself. But I will say this again, I can't stress it enough. I mean, if you need proof, again, all you got to do is look outside. I mean, here you got the mainstream media that will tell you that, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, that, oh, it's so bad. It's, you don't want to be out in the sun. We got to block the sun because it's so harmful. It's killing everything that it touches. It's burning up the planet and all this other stuff. That's foolishness. That's hogwash. It's trash. Okay, that's not true because, again, you literally go to the store and buy plants. You buy groceries, or rather your produce, that needs sunlight in order to grow. I think of sunlight as this is something where all of nature receives its instructions, because without sunlight, it can't, like I said, again, we all start off like a seed, right? And in this seed, all the information that's needed for us to be everything that we were put here to do is within that seed. But when you add the other elements to it, sunlight and water and fertilizer or whatever, it can manifest itself into its full form. But if you leave out any of those elements, such as sunlight or the water, and it will never truly grow to its optimal. And so this is why sunlight, I believe, one part of it helps you to grow to your optimum by enhancing what's already inside of you. All right, that's one thing. I will also say that it with sunlight, it also can kind of instructs nature when is spring, when is summer, when is fall, when is winter, right? So it's also giving you a sense of timing. Now, isn't that interesting? Because when you're exposed to sunlight like this over a period of time, like what I do, and I'm sure some of you guys do as well, you'll notice something, because you read this thing about, we talk about this thing called melatonin, right? And vitamin D and a relationship with all of that. I'm not going to go through all that. But what it does is that when you, at nighttime, what happens is you start feeling a little sleepy, right? Well, that's because your body is generating that melatonin, that melanin is starting to kick in and telling you, oh, okay, it's time for me to go to sleep, right? That's what's happening, right? And but what happened, what I've noticed being exposing myself to sunlight, I'm in the West. So when I'm out in this extreme light and I'm out there it depends. I go out there first thing in the morning. So I'm not out there like noon or whatever, but I try to go out there first thing where it's cooler. So what I've noticed is that when I go from an extreme bright situation to going in a house where it's darker, that's when that melanin is starting kicking up. And it's like, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, wow, I feel so sleepy. And then usually about a couple of hours after I've been out in the sun, I'm ending up, next thing I know, I'm falling asleep in the chair because I'm just sleepy. And, but that's what happens naturally, to our bodies when we're out during the day. The sunlight that's hitting us, the light, whatever light that's hitting us, the sunlight is hitting us. What's happening is it's letting us know, okay, this is your active time. But when that light goes away, that sunlight goes away, now all of a sudden your body kicks in like, oh, okay, now I know what time it is. Okay, let me tell this dude to go to sleep. All right. And so that's what the beauty of sunlight, it puts you on nature's schedule. And that's where I want to be. I want to be on nature's schedule. If I want optimum health, I want to be on nature's schedule. And so, but here's the thing. Now, thanks to LED lights, thanks to computer screens like I got in front of me, the lights that you see behind me and things like that, what happens is that the type of light that is being emitted from these devices, what they're doing is throwing us off, throwing that schedule off. This is why so many people can stay up. They're complaining about, well, I can't go to sleep and it's 2, 3 in the morning. You just stuck on your phones. Why? Because the wave forms that are coming from those devices, they're not allowing your body to go to sleep. So it's throwing off your schedule. You understand what I'm saying? So sunlight it puts us on nature's timing. That's the other thing too. So it enhances what's already inside of us, number one, right? The purposes of who we are. Again, for some people listen to me and they think, oh, you're talking about praying to the sun. Nobody's saying praying to the sun. I'm just using the plant as an example. Again, you start off as a seed. Each seed has its own information on what it's supposed to be. And with sunlight and water and these things, they help us. It enhances, allows us to grow, a plant to grow to be what it's here to do. And it's no different for you. You gotta expose yourself to sunlight. You gotta make sure you're drinking the water that you need to drink, and taking in those good foods and herbs and stuff like that. And what you're doing is allowing your body to grow to its optimum so that you can be what you were put here to do. Okay. So that's what this is what we shared in the, in our newsletter. And so, yeah, go ahead and subscribe. You just go to sambatree.com. If you haven't been there, make sure you go to sambatree.com. And then when you first go there, you'll get a notification. Something will pop up on the screen inviting you to subscribe. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and subscribe. And I promise you, we don't sell your email. We don't give it to anybody else. We don't do that kind of stuff. Okay. That's simply for our own purposes, to communicate to wonderful, we just say family members, because when you order with us, you're part of family. And we want to respect that and not abuse that by all of a sudden you getting emails from China and India and all this other stuff. We don't do that kind of stuff. Okay. But yeah, so just wanted to kind of let you know about that and what we got going on. Remember, the sale is about over. You got less than 48 hours to go on this. Oh, and then last but certainly not least, like I said again, what we try to do is include some freebies in these emails. And for this issue, we got free music of the week. The name of this one is called UV Rays. Believe it or not. Yeah, that's what we titled that one. It's called UV Rays. And you just follow the link. It will take you to a special folder that we have for our family members. And it's where you'll find a bunch of other free things that we put in there. Some backgrounds for your phones. We got a couple more music pieces in there as well. So check it out. Make sure you subscribe. Go to sambatree.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. You take care, and I'll see you next time.